January is often a time to restart and refine areas of your life that are important to you. Your money can be one of those areas. There are a number of ways to get a handle on your money. This week, we're going to look at 5 of them in our special series called Starting Strong in 2016. We'll explore how to earn more, spend less, borrow less, save more, and invest better. Today, we begin the series with Earning More by kickstarting your career. Karen Schaffer is a career coach and the author of The Job of Your Life. Karen, let's say you want to kickstart your career by staying where you are. How do you get promoted?
Well, there are a couple of things that you need to do to get promoted. The first is to think about your job that you're doing and think about, okay, am I producing results? Am I producing the results that the boss wants and the boss's boss wants? And do people know that I'm producing these results? Because really about being promoted is about delivering what people need and delivering it on time and delivering it powerfully and letting people know that you delivered it. So promotion is also about going to ask for a promotion. If you think you've been doing all of those things, but the first thing you want to do is check in and make sure that you're actually producing the results that people need.
If you feel your performance merits it, how do you go about asking for a raise?
Asking for a raise is about taking the emotion out. Hey, you don't care about me anymore, or you have to do this because I did this. It's about being clean and focused with your messaging and asking the right person. So is that your boss? Is that your boss's boss? It's usually your manager that you would start with, and you want to go have a meeting and you want to pick a good time where they're not stressed, and you want to request a meeting, and you want to lay out some facts, and you want to be able to have this clear conversation, and you also want to know what the consequences are. So are you willing to leave if you don't get this promotion? Or are you willing to say, let's see what happens in 6 months, and then are you willing to leave? So a little bit about promotion is, getting promoted is, you need to be able to tell your story, you need to be able to show your results, you've got to be grown up, and then you kind of have to be, kind of well ready to back it up, but not emotionally, not like, if you don't give me this promotion, I'm out of here, but more like, well, if no, what else can I be doing? Where do you see me in a year?
You have a resource called Glassdoor. Tell us about that.
Glassdoor is one of many sites, but it's a site there's another one called payscale.com where you can actually go and research your role in Canada, across Canada-wide and in your area, and you can find out what the other people who are doing your role get paid, more or less, what the average is, and that is also really useful information, because if you know that you're being underpaid, that's just another little piece of data that you can use to either justify your point in the meeting, or even if it's just so you know that you're not being unreasonable to ask for a couple $1,000 more or for a promotion, or what the next step might be.
So if option 1 is get promoted or get a raise, option 2 is change jobs. What are some of the questions that people should ask themselves before they embark on a job search?
Okay, so this is really good because there's 2 parts to a job search. There's the exploration, and then there's the action part, which is the actual job search. So if you're going to change jobs, like you're working as an admin person, and you're going to go find a different admin job that pays more, maybe a senior admin role, then you're doing kind of the same thing. So that's a pretty simple transition. Then you're just getting into updating your resume, networking, that kind of thing, and then going over. But the question you need to ask yourself is this really what I want to do? Because if I want to make a whole career change, then you've got to plan out your earning lift for 6 months to 12 months from now, because you need the project of exploring what is it that you're going to do and how are you going to make that bigger transition. So remember, the bigger the transition in your job or career, the longer it's going to take to manifest.
What's the number one pitfall you see on resumes?
The number one pitfall, I would say, not targeting the there's all kinds of things like spelling mistakes and this and that, but not targeting your resume, not understanding who it is who's reading it and what they need to know right off the bat to be able to select you, and also just showing your success on a resume. So not just telling us what jobs you did, but how well, back to results, how good the results were.
So many jobs seem to be in the so-called hidden job market. How do you find it? How do you tap into those jobs?
The hidden job market is basically jobs that don't appear on internet or internet job ads or job sites. So the hidden job market are basically jobs where somebody, and I see these all the time, I know someone right now who's looking for a superstar entry-level marketing person, but they don't want to go out on a job board. They want to be handed that person. So unless people know who you are and what you're looking for, they can't help you. So it's just like somebody knows somebody who's looking for someone, and you might be able to get that job before it ever goes on the market as a job ad. And that's the hidden job market. Or it could be that you could talk to someone and design a job for yourself, and they're like, you know what, we've been needing this role, and you're the perfect person for it.
What do you need to think about in terms of your own energy and determining whether or not this is the time to change jobs? Sure, it's 2016, it's new year, new you, but how do you determine if this is the time?
It's really good because you might want to set up an intention of like, I'm going to get a new job this year. I think the big thing to look at is job searches, job changes take energy, and do you have that energy? So if you are going through a health issue, if you're going through a divorce, if you have kids, 3 kids under 5, this may or may not be the best time to make big changes. You might have to, you might be forced to by circumstances, but I think people often underestimate how much energy job searches and career changes take, and that you need to be able to dedicate, a good portion. So if you're going to run a marathon in April, that's another thing you're doing plus your job, plus a job search. Maybe it's a bit too much. Run the marathon, then change your job.
What are some other ways to earn more money? So you decided I'm going to stay where I am, but I want to augment my earnings in 2016.
Right.
What
So this is a third way. So it's just say, okay, I like my job. I'm not going to make more money at it, but there are other things you can do to make money on the side, and that makes you much more resilient as well, because then you've got money coming in regardless of what happens with your job. So for instance, I know someone who used to love Highland dance, and she has a great job in a totally different field, but she had a space in her house and she started teaching Highland dance classes to 8-year-olds, 12-year-olds, and now she has such a booming side business that she has to hire other people to teach those classes. So she's bringing in a whole stream of income on top of the job she has.
Wow. That's great.
And and it's something fun for her to do that's different from her regular job.
What is one call to action you would give people who are like, this is my year for career?
Yeah, really get support. So obviously I'm a career counselor, so that's beneficial for me to say that, but it is really helpful to have someone who's objective to keep you on track. And sometimes spouses can't do that because they're invested in you making changes and they're nervous about it. So it could also be like a group of friends who all want to make a change, and you meet regularly, like at least once a month, but probably better once a week, or you meet someone, or you get a mentor. You need support. So you really just need, and probably more than you think. So having some regular people who are as invested in you as you are in helping you make that change helps keep it present while you're trying to decide, you're going through the hard stuff.
Karen Schaffer, thank you very much.
You're so